Good morning again. This is Bob Trade Genius. I'm going to go through the ETF charts here now, and I just try to keep things simple for everybody. Buy, sell, neutral on these as I go through it. Right now, Apple's neutral. It's below the 20, sitting on the VWAP, and but the Stokes reset. What I'd like to see is it fail it here and come down further. If not, it's going to go higher. Okay, Google definitely busted a move higher here, and it's on a buy. I'm not buying any of these fangs though, because at any point in time, these things will rotate over hard because they're just being bought by passive funds that are being coerced into purchasing by volatility. But from a chart standpoint, it's a buy right now, but it's getting overbought again. Microsoft is on a buy. Facebook's on a buy. Amazon is on a sell. SPY's been on a buy for the last almost 2 years. And it's difficult to even do credit spreads on it. It's popping again, but it's getting overbought again. Nvidia, it's sitting on a buy. Netflix, kind of neutral, but it's definitely a lower high and a double top. Good place to put on puts. Tesla is definitely a sell. Now it's starting to show some weakness. This is good news for people who've been waiting to short this thing. There's nothing there. Okay, the Qs. So we'll see if the window dressing breaks down, but it popped right off of that fib line here, and there's another fib line right here. We'll see if we drift back down or if they try to take this thing to new highs. My thinking is down next week, up the week after, but we'll see. Okay, gold's coming on its VWAP, so it needs to hold here, and if not, plenty of places for it to fall all the way back down to a double bottom here. I just don't think it gets anywhere near there though. I think the VWAP holds it. IWM it's now, I think, extremely overbought. We bought TWM. Same with XLF, way overbought. Potash is waiting for this thing to come back down so we get into the ag chems again. I think that's telling us something going into next year. I just feel bad for the farmers. Prices have been low and their input costs have been going up. And I think it's going to take a lot of farmers out of the field next year. And I think that's going to support food prices. Okay, Franco-Nevada, probably a good chance for it to get down to here. Be a good buy. XLE, we recommended DRIP on Thursday. And definitely way overbought. Look at the run. Energy and financials and biotech have been on an absolute tear here since the beginning of September. I guess they want us to know what they own for going into the fourth quarter. Twitter, sell. Okay, GG, I think it's bottomed. I think all the miners have bottomed. I think there's an opportunity here to buy. Same with AEM. Okay, it's consumer discretionary sitting at VWAP. Talked about gold already. Okay. Still hugging that trend line for Wheaton. And I'm still looking for it to move up to the VWAP line up there closer to 20. And everything's setting up nicely. GDX sitting on VWAP. I think it's a bottom there. Mosaic Touch VWAP came down. Now what I like to see is this to roll over, and then the next time that crosses up, I think we'll be in a position to buy it. Silver broke through, And but I'm looking next week. The Chinese during this Golden Week is a opportunity for it to for gold and silver to move higher. Neutral real estate. Sell off in CCJ. Uranium is kind of neutral right now. IAG, we had IAG. It popped like inexplicably on Thursday. I moved to stop up, and that stop got taken out, and it just really dropped hard. I didn't check for news, but I'll be waiting for it to buy it again. Like I said, I think the energy play on terms of the servicers, I think it needs to come back down, and then once that crosses down and comes back up, I think this will be a buy again. On VWAP, same with SLCA. It needs to recharge its energy, and then if people are saying energy is going to be the move going into 2018, I like to see the VWAP on all these things start to be trending higher versus trending lower, and then this will be a good chance. This looks like a cup and handle to me here, right here. So if SLCA breaks above 33.68, definitely going to be buying it. And you have 24 and 33, you're looking at a $42 price target. So definitely be watching for that. New Gold holding up. So they've been grinding biotech too, because we're not paying enough in health insurance yet. Got Nugget here. I got dust puts, and I'm holding those for next week. This is amazing. We got the VIX down, I think, into the 9s now. But believe it or not, you know, it can get down to the 8s. I mean, there could be another, gosh, you know, the VXX and UVXY could drop another 5 to 15%, which is just amazing to me. Okay, I got FAS puts for October, the 52s. I just think this is it's just way stretched, and for reasons I don't understand, because all the industries, all the segments that the banks have to make money are in decline. So this is all, hey look, interest rates are going up, that must be good for banks, but they have this little thing called defaults and people not paying, and trust me, you know, I and some investors of ours, we've done a lot of hard money lending, which is collateralized lending to people, and when economic times get a little strained, and we've lent people through the 2006-2009 time period, is that you know, unfortunately for me, you know, we see it real. The banks can hide that for a while, but people are not paying their student loans already. Credit card charge-offs are going higher, and as soon as we slip into any kind of recession, you're going to see interest payments fall, because they're just not going to pay them. And now we got these two hurricanes also causing issues, and then you got the trading market, which is, you know, volatility in the 9s and 8s. They're not making money trading. You can see how hard it is for us. Everything just keeps coming back into the center. Is that I'm not sure where the banks are going to get their growth model and their growth mode to happen. So I just see the banks coming back down. Okay, we have AG as well. Talk about UVXY. I think UVXY literally could fall to 15. Here's XIV. It's amazing. It's going to hit 100. The dollar looks like a potential bull flag here. Oil, I think, is overbought. Talked about the futures. I think it's going to come back down some before it makes its next move higher. I think TNA is stretched. DVA. Food's building. We're going into La Nina year, and I think this time it's gonna go, because production is down, you know, worldwide from last year's El Nino year. Stockpiles are starting to get chewed up. The Chinese are now burning their stockpile corn as fuel. and I think that's going to support the market. You know, there was no accident why was popped on that news, and I think corn's the one that's going to run the most when this happens. Wheat's a little bit easier to grow, and soybeans, believe it or not, are kind of neutral for a La Nina year. So corn is where you want to put your attention, and that's where I've been putting my attention. ERX overbought. XME's kind of neutralish, but a little cup and handle there too. It all depends on how they're going to handle this next flush of cash coming. I think China's going to flood the credit markets again, so we may see XME pop again. Okay, UNG, it's been kind of neutral, but I'm looking for a move higher. It's just, you know, hard to trade it. If it gets overbought, it's a great one to sell calls against, but it looks like it's setting up for another move higher. But it's definitely going to be contained between you know, 650 and 7. So anytime we get a pop to the top of the range, I think it's great to sell calls against it, and when it gets to the bottom of the range here, sell puts against it. Okay, looking for an entry there again. Talked oil already. Like I said, dust. I'm looking for dust to roll over here, and I'm counting on Chinese to help me. Okay, we have TWM at the moment way oversold. And just go back to that, when these triples get, this is more than 10% below its volume weighted moving average. This is, you know, I don't want to call it no-brainer because nothing's a no-brainer, but this puts risk reward on your side. And even if you just get a snapback, you know, we're looking 3 to 5%, we'd be happy. You know, the thing that worries me about the yen, you know, I'm trying to think what keeps the market going higher, is that, you know, they could keep selling this yen off until oil and food kill the Japanese people. And so, you know, there's a chance here that they can bring this thing down to here. So they just been playing a game. One day they play with the yen, one day they play with volatility, one day they play with the yen, one day with volatility, and I think you know, we could still come down to this 84 area here before it moves. They got all the way down last year to 81 before they made a move, and you had the yen pair at like 116. So there's room for them to keep screwing around with this market and manipulating it. Like I said, JJG, the bottom's definitely in, and so I think this thing moves higher, and like I said, corn will lead it. I think uranium is still coming down. Okay, steel's neutral. We'll see if it pops on some of this Chinese news that we're starting to hear. Okay, copper, I put a buy in on copper. You know, we have basically hurricane damage in 2 states and 2 provinces, or I guess, I don't even know what you would call it, protectorates, territories of the United States, and so I think you're going to see copper move higher on that alone, and it made a nice bounce here, and now I just want to see if it breaks through my trend dots. This is definitely oversold, and looking for it to turn higher. Okay, we've been waiting to buy coffee again, just waiting, let it drift down. I think if 1682, I think is our buy stop on that, but I'm looking to jump in on this and looks to get a 3 to 5% move in coffee. Okay, UGA definitely weakening. Like I said, I'm looking for at least into this area here, maybe down into here, and take profit on the on these puts. Like I said, corn's ready to break out here. There's a nice move, and I'm looking for it to come up to here, into here. So I'm looking for another dollar move on corn. This is the futures looking out in the midterm, you know, 3-4 months out, and the fear is abating. Okay, here's lithium. Had its bounce down to the 20 and bounced. We got out of those puts, made some money. If it breaks the 20 again to the downside, or it tries to make a double top here, then I'll look to get back in again. Lithium's like one of the most common metals in the world, and it won't take long for them to start creating excess supply. Okay, we had strategic metals here. These are the rare earths, and you know, I just don't want to chase them when they're so overbought. But you know, this is all about China right here. And we have SLJ. I just recommended a buy here at this level on Friday. We recommended a buy on DRIP on Thursday. I'll be recommending Boyle here next week. And I recommended a purchase on sugar. Waiting on wheat. No on soybeans. And the semiconductors just, even though it's just so stretched, they've just been so strong. And then here, this is the reason why the market's going higher, is that they've been forcing money out of the 10-year into the markets, and for some strange reason that they think the economy is going to accelerate. But I think this is just a forced move to get money into the equity markets. You're going to see the 10-year roll back down again. Neutral, and this is amazing. Last time when the VIX hit a record low, the VIX doubled in a month. So just FYI on that. So these reversals can just be brutal, and that's just kind of what we have to wait on. And that's definitely what I want. You know, if we get it to pop up to here again, and then you just simply ride the UVXY wave down again. But when it's down here, it's below 10% below. It's moving VWAPs below its 20-day. I mean, there's just a concerted effort to push this market higher. That snapback, and that'll roll everybody out of their passive funds because they have to sell, and then we'll see where it moves the market. But we're at a point now where if you're shorting the VIX, you know, you're definitely playing a very dangerous game right now, because you're way oversold. And I think that's it. Back to Apple. So overall, you know, I'm looking for reversals in the metals and miners, in the commodities and ags, and then I'm looking for the pullback on the financial side. This is Bob from Trade Genius. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I think Phil's going to do some crypto updates for us today. He's been killing it. And that's where the volatility is, and that's where the action is, and that's where the money is right now. So make money where you can. Thanks. Bye-bye.